Hello and welcome to Virtuos. This time I will be giving some of the tips that I have realized when building scatter terrain and what kind of scatter terrain I actually have. So first of all, I have these pillars, some beds and crates, barrels and stuff like that, which is always pretty nice to put on the table, and it doesn't really take that much space if you have to travel around with the scatter terrain. Then of course the basic dungeon walls, and I put some clay on the bottom of these walls and I placed these bricks on either side of the wall to make it stand upright, and now it doesn't knock down that easily. I learned this stuff from the Black Magic Craft, but one thing I wanted to make sure is that they're thin enough that I can transport them easily around when I go to my friend's place to play D&D, and also I wanted them to be staying upright on the table so that they don't fall over. I made the crates, I made some candles with, again, BMC's tutorials, and I made a spiritual weapon, and that is actually just polymer mass sculpted into a mace, and then I used hot glue to make it look like ethereal with a glowing outline and stuff. Then I have these bookcases which I don't use that much, but for example in Rangers of Shadow Deep or in other games where you need to put some clue tokens or something like that around the table, you can use stuff like these and not only like those 20mm bases or stuff like that. And how I transport all of this stuff, I actually thought of a way to make them fit into my backpack so that I still have room for drinks and dice and stuff like that. And I found this for about $5 from a local hardware store. This is made to transport bolts and screws and stuff like that, but actually it fits pretty well 9 of my walls and 6 of the pillars I have, and also one section for scatter terrain and the bookcases. Then the small apartments on the left and right side on the bottom of the screen, I usually have figures that the player characters will use, and on the right basically the main enemy that the scenarios will be playing through will have. And now, since the walls are thin enough, I can actually transport them easily. Then I built these small barricades and an altar that is also sculpted and crafted from XPS foam. Next up we had a session of cyberpunk, so I decided to use my previous day to build some scatter terrain for those games also. I made one of these fences, then I used the cork from a wine bottle and glued some pieces from card from my computer that I haven't used in like a decade or so. The metal looking part in the middle is actually cardboard, and if you dry brush it well enough it looks pretty much like metal. And here are some treasure tokens. I used Frostgrave spruce to put some weaponry and stuff like that on it, and then the 2 of these on the right are actually from my fiance's jewelry that I scavenged. And the glass things around the last one are actually from a CD tray. So transparent CD trays is a pretty good way to build crystals or windows or glass shards or whatever magical. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions or insight on this kind of stuff, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.